I still remember the day Adamma disappeared. Her laughter echoed through the village of Umunka, but in a single moment, it was gone. They say arrogance can be a dangerous thing, but none of us understood just how dangerous until it was too late, how it all started. In the heart of Umunka, a village situated in Obintar where the sun kissed the earth and the trees danced with the wind, Adamma was known as the most beautiful girl in the village. Her skin shimmered like polished ebony, and her smile could light up even the darkest nights. With a wealthy father who had the largest farm, she believed she was destined to have everything she wanted, including the most handsome man in the village, Obina. "I'll have him wrapped around my finger," Adamma would boast to her friends as they gathered by the river. "My beauty and my father's wealth will make me a queen." Her friends would giggle, but I could see the concern in their eyes. They knew that beauty fades and arrogance often invites trouble. I often stood by, watching the events unfold, wishing I could warn her. One evening, as the village prepared for the annual harvest festival, Adamma decided to show off. She adorned herself with the finest beads and wore her father's best cloth, radiant as the sun. As she walked through the village, heads turned and whispers followed her. "Look at Adamma," some would say. "She thinks she's a goddess." As she approached Obina, the most handsome young man, she smiled sweetly. "Are you ready to take me as your wife, Obina? A man like you deserves a beautiful woman like me." Obina smiled, but his eyes held a hint of caution. "Adamma, beauty is not everything. A good heart is worth more than a pretty face." "Oh, don't be silly," she laughed, flipping her hair. "With my looks and my father's wealth, I could have any man in this village." As the festival began, the village was alive with music and dance. People filled the square, celebrating the harvest and sharing stories. But as the night deepened, something changed. The laughter faded and an unsettling silence fell over Umunka. Adamma, drunk with confidence, challenged a wise elder. "What do you know of love and beauty, old woman? I am destined to be a queen." The elder, her voice like gravel, warned, "Beauty fades, child. Humility is what keeps the heart warm. Do not let your pride lead you to darkness." But Adamma merely laughed, waving her hand dismissively. "I don't need your advice. I am perfect as I am." That night, the stars dimmed as if they knew something terrible was about to happen. As the festival continued, Adamma's laughter echoed like a haunting melody. But in the shadows, a spirit watched, angered by her arrogance. As the clock struck midnight, the spirit struck back. The ground trembled and a chill swept through the village. People gasped, eyes wide as the spirit manifested in front of them, dark and ominous. "You have disrespected the balance of this village, Adamma. Your arrogance has summoned me." "What do you want?" she stammered, her confidence melting away. "I will take away your beauty and wealth, for you have let them blind you. You will learn the value of humility and kindness." In a flash, the spirit vanished, and Adamma stood frozen, panic coursing through her veins. She looked in the nearest mirror, and her reflection stared back, no longer radiant, but aged and hollow. Days turned into weeks, and whispers filled the village. Some believed Adamma had run away, while others thought she had been punished for her pride. "She brought this upon herself," one villager said, shaking his head. "Arrogance only leads to ruin." Finally, one evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, Adamma returned. But she was not the same. Her beauty was gone, her spirit dimmed. She looked lost, wandering through the village like a ghost. "Adamma!" I called out, rushing to her. "What happened?" She looked at me, tears brimming in her eyes. "I thought beauty would give me everything. I thought I was untouchable. But now I have nothing. I learned that kindness and humility are what truly matter." I watched as her world crumbled. The next day, Adamma returned to the village, but her beauty had been replaced by humility. The villagers welcomed her back, though some still whispered behind her back. "Do you think she can ever regain her beauty?" one friend asked me, her voice low. Beauty isn't everything, I replied softly. She needs to show her heart now. Every day, Adamma worked alongside her father, helping him with the farm and learning the value of hard work. She volunteered at the village school, teaching younger children and helping those in need. Slowly, her kindness began to heal the wounds she had caused. One evening, she approached me as we sat by the river. "Do you think they'll ever forgive me?" she asked, her voice trembling. I looked at her, seeing the sincerity in her eyes. "You have to show them you've changed. Kindness takes time, but it grows stronger than beauty." As the weeks turned into months, the village started to see a different side of Adamma. During the next harvest festival, she was no longer the center of attention for her beauty. Instead, she was praised for her hard work and dedication to the community. "Look at how she helps everyone," one villager said. "She has truly changed." As the sun set that night, Adamma stood among us, her smile genuine, her heart full. But the spirit still lingered in the shadows, observing, waiting for a moment to strike again. Then, one fateful night, as Adamma lay in bed, the spirit returned. It whispered in her ear, "You think your kindness will save you? You still hold arrogance in your heart. If you seek to be loved, you must prove your worth." Adamma woke in a panic, her heart racing. She rushed outside, searching for the wise elder who had warned her before. She found her sitting by the river, her eyes closed as if waiting. "Please help me," Adamma cried. "The spirit is back. I don't want to lose everything again." The elder opened her eyes slowly, studying Adamma. "You must show true humility. You must give up your desires for love and approval. Only then can you find peace." With renewed determination, Adamma began to change her ways. She spent more time listening to others, supporting her friends, and helping those who were struggling. It was not an easy journey. Many in the village were still skeptical of her transformation. "Can she truly be trusted?" they murmured. One evening, as she helped a neighbor harvest their crops, she overheard two women whispering about her. "She thinks she's better than us even now," one said. Adamma felt the sting of their words. Instead of reacting, she smiled softly and continued to work, knowing that time would reveal her true intentions. Months passed, and as the next harvest festival approached, the village buzzed with excitement. Adamma prepared for the event, but with a different mindset. Instead of thinking about how to shine the brightest, she focused on how to help others enjoy the celebration. When the day arrived, she organized games for the children, cooked for the elders, and even helped set up the decorations. As the sun began to set, she stood back and watched as the villagers enjoyed themselves. As she smiled, a familiar face appeared, Obina. He approached her, looking different. His eyes were kind, filled with admiration. "You've changed, Adamma. I see the beauty in your heart now." "Thank you, Obina," she replied, warmth filling her chest. It took losing everything to understand what truly matters. They talked and laughed, and for the first time, Adamma felt free from the burdens of her past. That night, as the festival reached its peak, the spirit watched from the shadows. It had come to test Adamma once more. "Will you choose beauty or kindness?" it whispered into the night. But Adamma stood tall, her heart steadfast. "I choose kindness," she declared to the spirit, and the villagers cheered in agreement. In that moment, the spirit vanished, realizing Adamma had truly learned her lesson. As dawn broke, the villagers gathered to celebrate not only the harvest, but also the new spirit of unity that Adamma had fostered. Her laughter filled the air, no longer an echo of arrogance, but a melody of humility. And so, the story of Adamma became a lesson in our village, a reminder that beauty fades, but a good heart shines forever. As the years passed, her tale was told around the fire, a warning against arrogance and a celebration of humility and kindness. Umunka flourished, not because of wealth or beauty, but because of the bonds we shared and the love we extended to one another. And Adamma, once a symbol of vanity, became a beacon of hope for all. Thanks for watching. Did you enjoy the video? Like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more. Drop a comment and share your thoughts. See you next time.